the post, score!
First by a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Oh, Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
Comes in, fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
Good evening and welcome to Salve Regina University and tonight's Division III action between the Salve Regina Seahawks and the Western New England Golden Bears. And we're going to step in to our pregame show, Seth Benson, and welcome to the broadcast. And I'm going to come over here and join you as well, too. Click card. And Seth, a really phenomenal story that we got a chance to hear a lot about this week, which was, your survival of cancer and then being able to get back onto the ice and play. You had the cancer game last week, the Hockey Fights cancer game. You guys raised a ton of money for it, but what was that battle like having to go through that?
It was a lot, definitely for my family. I'd say it's probably harder for my family than it was for me. I kind of just buried my head and tried to get through it as best I could to get back on the ice.
Yeah, so you talking about the Hockey Fights cancer game last week. You guys raised a ton of money to be able to go into that whole charity.
Yeah, it's a big thing. Hockey Fights Cancer is, nationally known, internationally known. It goes into the American Cancer Society. A lot of people fight for it, and it was good to see a big turnout.
So far, 10 wins on the season. It's been a pretty good season for you guys in the Commonwealth Coast Conference as well. You're averaging about 3.5 goals a game. What are you looking for tonight out of the team?
Tonight, I think we're just going to stay positive. I think that's our biggest thing. Kind of focus on ourselves. Try not to worry about everything else going on. Block out the distractions and move forward. So
3-2 in the last 5. You guys have had a couple of really good wins. Hope to get another one tonight here on home ice.
Yeah, definitely. That's what we're looking for. So
awesome. Thank you so much for your time, Seth. Appreciate it. That's it for the Rhode Island Army National Guard pregame show. We're going to be back with the first period of action coming up very soon. You're watching Salve Regina Ice Hockey on Fans Only Sports Network.
Darling, I'll turn the lights back on now. Watching as the credits all roll down and crying. You know we're playing to a full house. No heroes, villains, one to blame. While wilted roses fill the stage and the thrill is gone. Our debut was a masterpiece, but in the end for you and me on this show, it can't go on. We used to have it all, but now's our curtain call. So hold for the applause, and wave out to the crowd and take our final bow. Oh, it's our time to go, but at least we stole the show. 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 Darling, you know that we are sold out. This is fading, but the band plays on now. We're crying. So let the velvet roll down. No heroes, villains, one to blame. While wilted roses fill the stage, and the thrill is gone. Our debut was a masterpiece. Our lines we read so perfectly, but the show, it can't go on. We used to have it all, but now's our curtain call. So hold for the applause, oh, 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 and wave out to the crowd and take our final bow. Oh, it's our time to go, but at least we stole the show. At least we stole the show. At least we stole the show. At least we stole the show.
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown!
Oh, Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
Comes in, fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Oh, Rodriguez.
Our debut was a masterpiece. Our lines we read so perfectly, but the show, it can't go on. We used to have it all, but now's our curtain call. So hold for the applause, oh, 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 oh. And wave out to the crowd and take our final bow. Oh, it's our time to go, but at least we stole the show. At least we stole the show. At least we stole the show. At least we stole the show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to St. George's and Division III Commonwealth Coast Conference Men's Ice Hockey on Fans Only Sports Network, the Salve Regina Seahawks and the Western New England Golden Bears. Matt Jolis in the broadcast booth with you this evening. Thank you so much for tuning in wherever you might be, as we are ready for some exciting ice hockey action. Salve Regina coming into the game 10-8-1 overall, 8-7-1 in the conference against the Western New England Golden Bears, 7-12-1 overall, 5-10-1 in the Commonwealth Coast Conference. Talked to Seth Benson during the Army National Guard pregame show, and it talked about his fight against cancer and the Hockey Fights Cancer game last week, and he is our player to watch for tonight's game. We're going to take a look at the team lineups, but let's welcome the Salve Regina Seahawks to the ice first. Take a look at how tonight's starting lineup stack up. First for the Western New England Golden Bears, they're going to go with Connor Leach, Demetrius Stefano, and Jacob Andrejko up front. Daniel Demchuk and Jordan Jackman on the defense. Colton Lancaster in net tonight. For Salve Regina, it'll be Seth Benson, Logan Calder, Johnny Malera up front, along with Josh Kroon, Brendan Kim, and Anthony Del Tufo in net. as they introduce the Western New England Golden Bears. We'll pause and let you just hear all the sights and sounds from the PA announcer here at St. George's.
Number 15, Jordan Jacquemin. And in goal, number 30, Colton Lancaster. The head coach for the Golden Bears is Mike Young. He's assisted by Ian Simpson, Zach Stein, and Jeff Walker. And now, for your Salve Regina Seahawks, a junior from Moorhead, Minnesota, number 5, Seth Benson. A freshman from Portage La Prairie, Manitoba, number 19, Logan Calder. A junior from Rockville, Maryland, number 22, Johnny Malera. A junior from Calgary, Alberta, number 6, Josh Cruz. A sophomore from Burnaby, British Columbia, number 73, Brendan Kidd. And in goal, a junior from Livingston, New Jersey, number 1, Anthony Del Tubo. The head coach for the Seahawks is Zach Long. He's assisted by Chris Davis and Tom McCarthy. The referees for today's match are Thomas Quick, Patrick Sharon, Lex Deegan, and Cam James. At this time, we ask you please rise. Gentlemen, remove your hats and hoods and direct your attention to the flags as we honor America and Canada in the playing of their national anthems. Regina University puts its highest priority on promoting good sportsmanship. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Verbal abuse such as profanity, racial
Well, the particulars are in place. The lineups have been announced. The national anthem has been played, and on a cold and still frigid Saturday evening in Rhode Island, we're going to play some Division III ice hockey here from St. George's. 20 minutes on the clock. Anthony Del Tufo, Livingston, New Jersey, transferred from SUNY Plattsburgh, 11 games, 6-5-0, with a 2.37 goals against average and a 91% save percentage. On the opposite side, Colton Lancaster in net for the Western New England Golden Bears. Face-off between Stefano and Calder. And we're down and underway in the first period of action. Thanks so much for tuning in here on Fans Only Sports Network, our debut broadcast of Salve Regina Ice Hockey. And we look forward to it being one of many, as icing is going to get called. It scoots past Logan Calder. So face-off will bring it back down. Actually, they're going to bring this one back to center, so offside was actually the call. And we come back to center just 15 seconds in. The fog that you see around the rink is from the smoke machines during the pregame show, as getting shoved to the boards on the side there and trying to pull one out was the 22 of Malera. Comes back for the 6 of Josh Kroon. Kroon sends that one across to the opposite side. Streaking down is Malera. Malera drops that one back for the 19 of Logan Calder in the center. Portage La Prairie, Manitoba played with the Dauphin Kings in the MJHL. This one cycles around through the center as line changes, as Matt Brunton picked that one up for the Seahawks. Karen back off of the sideboards, looking for a second, possibly, if they could get it to Garrett Smerley. And it was taken away by Western New England and the 26 of Sam Mitchell. Through the neutral zone. Bodied up in the center there by the 18 of Ian Tukney. And Tukney was able to send that one back into the Seahawks zone, trying to chase for it in the corner as we play with 18:29 left to go here in the first. Back up the blue line, Brunton. And it went off of a couple of Western New England players, came all the way down, and a save made by Del Tufo on the shot attempt there. That came from Regina. Into the corner goes Tukney. Tukney will take it around his own boards. Dispossessed and brought up by the 64 of Tanner Coleman. Coleman defensively for Western New England. Coleman again as he kept that one at the blue line, looking down in the corner for Billy Hefferly. Hefferly, nothing to do there as he's bodied out of the play immediately by 3 Salve Regina Seahawks. And Matt Gassick is one of the players there and is able to dispossess the puck. Settled behind the net for Hoon Kim. Kim sends that one off into the corner. Looking for Shoemaker. Shot, score. Shoemaker sent one out, and instead it was an errant pass that landed on the stick of Western New England's number 88, Dalton Garcia, and Garcia puts the first goal of the night on the board. A whistle and a false start on the faceoff. They'll do it again. Garcia gets the goal, and it's 1-0 for the Golden Bears. Far side boards. As they were trying to shuffle that one, it was the 88. Or excuse me, check that. I will take that back. The 89 of Paquette. Carried up through the neutral zone here. A flick play. They're trying to go for Hamill. Hamill down into the far side boards. Hamill bodied out by the 55 of Daniel Demchek. And looked like he almost got tripped on the play. No call there for the referees, though. Dylan Price calling for it in the neutral zone. And it drops back. Line change for Salve. Hard shot off of the post. And that one was a rifle from the 22 of Johnny Malera. Malera wants it back again. Goes from the other side. And there's a hard shot. Malera a third time inside. And another save made by Lancaster. Johnny Malera just put 3 shots on net. And may have broken his stick in the process as he just got handed a new one from the bench. Seth Benson cycles around as it's held behind the net by Smerley. Smerley for Benson. Benson, as he tracks down into the zone, offensively dekes that off of the boards. He was looking there for Logan Calder, and a whistle and a stoppage of play, and the net off of its moorings. He'll pause us with 15:53. Round the backside for Western New England as they try to pull that one back up to the blue line. Bambry, and Bambry fired one, and that one ends up wide of everything. Kim battles for it on the backside boards. Can get that one to Shepard around to Malera. Malera carrying that up, looks across, and it goes just off of the edge of Logan Calder. The fog is now starting to rise a little bit inside of the barn. Gives you an old-fashioned feel. Almost feels a little bit like the old Boston Garden or the Odd in Buffalo. And the games during the 80s in the playoffs when you saw the ice heat up. It's a crazy situation. For the 18 of Tukne. Tukne sent that one down. Offsides was negated. And we continue on. At least it is not so thick that you can't see anything. That would make a very unfortunate situation for your viewing pleasure, as that one is kicked away by Del Tufo, as it was just carried right in by the 27 of Stefano. Deflection, no icing, as this one's going to go all the way down. Picked up craftily by Zimmer in the center slot. Zimmer tried to handle on it, and instead it was poked away and carried up for the Golden Bears by Sullivan. Justin Sullivan dumps that one in, came all the way back the other way, and an opportunity for the Seahawks. Walensky slotting forward for Gasek. Carried back in the neutral zone. Walensky will re-enter that one, and the Seahawks will go back to work. They've got Joseph Kyle up top. As Kyle cycles around to help on the side board, Kyle pulls that one away, flicks one up, and it's on the backside boards. For the 4 of Azzano. Azzano fired one, and a save made by Del Tufo on a great shot from Anthony Azzano. Cordes Ontario played with the Elmira Sugar Kings and the GOJHL. And 43 games played here at Salve on his career. 2 goals, 10 assists for 12 points. Great spot for a second-line defenseman. And it's tracked back in the neutral zone by the Golden Bears. Off the backside boards can be picked up by the aforementioned Azzano. He gets that one forward for Gasiak. Gasiak had one up front and a shot attempt that came from Walensky, and that one was kicked aside by Lancaster. Delayed offsides, negated. Puck drops around and everybody changes lines. And we continue on. 13 and change left to go here in the first period. Hard shot up over top of everything. Hit the nets and goes out of play. Johnny Malera, whose name we've mentioned a number of times, from Rockville, Maryland, played for Maine before transferring here to Salve Regina, was one of 2 Seahawks players who was a part of Team USA at the World University Games. And this is one of his first games back since. Alan Price. Price takes this one all the way down into the deep corner. Wrapped around and kept on the opposite side. It's the 27 of Kim. Shoemaker will get this one from Price. Shoemaker in the corner. Has to drop back for Price. Goes into the corner instead. To the deep corner. And it's pinned by the Golden Bears. And we get a whistle, a stoppage of play. And are we going to get a penalty for holding? We will. And unfortunately for the Golden Bears, Finn Bambry to the box. 2 minutes for holding. Fortunately to the Seahawks, it's a power play for the first time this evening. Calder. Kim. Shot, save from Lancaster. .152 remaining in the advantage. Over for Kyle. Kyle took an attempt. That one went wide. Chases his own. Comes back to it. Has Kim up top instead. Slots it across. Came back to Kyle. Ricocheted that one off of the glass. As Kim will chase it all the way back. Seahawks reset. 125 remaining in the advantage. A push on the backside board. Smartly played there, however, by Malera. Malera slid that one across. Was looking for Kyle. Kyle had an attempt and it's wide. Malera drops for Kim. Kim for Kyle, and that one again wide. Pulled off on the sideboards by Malera. Back for Kim once again. Slots this one across. Kyle, second attempt. That one gets kicked way high up, but stays in play. Now will come all the way down. Can be shepherded by Del Tufo. 42 seconds remaining in the advantage. We're going to get a whistle, a stoppage of play. And a penalty to be called. 2 minutes for tripping on the 19 of Logan Calder. Calder goes into the box. And that'll negate the final 40 seconds of the power play. So it'll be 4-on-4 for 40 seconds and then about 1:20 of power play time for the Golden Bears. 10 and change left to go here in this first period. For the 97 of Matt Doherty. Doherty tries to wrap that one around the backside boards. Hoon Kim right there in the way. Was able to block that one for Salve. Trying to slot in the center there, looking for Doherty again, and that one instead is deflected away. This time it's Shoemaker in the way. Walensky off to the races. Fires one, and that one wide. Good shorthanded attempt there from Walensky. Zimmer calling for a line change. He's going to get it. Penalty has expired on the Western New England side, and they play in power play time now here for the remaining 56 seconds of power play time with 9 and change left to go here in the first period. For the 91 of Jason Diamond. Diamond fires. Del Tufo makes the save. .922 separating us from the third period ending, from the first period ending. Boy, it feels like it's been a third period. There's been so much action in this first period, and we're only halfway through this period. Along the side boards, the 6 of Cameron Kaler. As the penalty will expire, and we're back to 5-a-side hockey. Coming up in the first period intermission, we'll have an interview with Salve captain Anthony Azzano. So stay tuned after the conclusion of the first period of play. But still 8 and change left to go here in that first period of play. Plenty of time left for Salve to try to put one back on the board. Paquette as he fires one off of the backside boards. Collected by Kim. Brendan Kim as he works for Price. Tried to slot back to Paquette in the center. And it'll come off of the side boards. Controlled here by Western New England as Doherty moves that one all the way down. A dump and chase as the Golden Bears are going to go for a line change instead. A bump at the blue line is trying to come across it with Zimmer. That will slot past the outstretched stick of Bambry. Picked up off of the backside board. Zimmer moves that one forward, looking for Hoon Kim. Kim sent that one, and it's off of the blocker pad of Lancaster. Kim right through the center, and that one deflected wide. Shoemaker for Kim again. Kim goes to that same slot. It's not right in front. Almost a great opportunity for the Seahawks to get a rebound, as this one's going to bounce around the backside boards. Pushed along. It's a rugby scrum. And finally it kicks out for the Seahawks. Zimmer was in the mix of that one. So 2, I believe, was the 11 of Gassick. There was a number of jerseys in white and green along with the gold and blue as the aforementioned Gassick works that one to the corner. Izzo for the Bears. Cycles back around. Slotted to the opposite side, set for distance by the 64 of Coleman. Coleman, a transfer as well, came from Rivier University. Azzaro looped around the backside, was looking for the 9 of Walensky. Pig pile on the sideboards again, and it's finally dug out. For Kyle as it goes past him. Back in front and a shot, and it's saved by Del Tufo as that one came flying off the stick of Diamond. Off the sideboards, kept in by Diamond for a second. Walensky battled with Diamond. In the corner is the 44 of Garrett Smerley. Smerley was able to make a defensive move for the Seahawks. Calder tried to get that one out of the zone. Got dumped down in. Delayed offsides negated, and we're going to get a whistle and a stoppage of play as a Western Golden Bears player got dumped into the Salve bench as Walensky was trying to come across. And they're going to call Walensky for the penalty. So 4 and change left to go here in the first, and a 2-minute penalty called to Mitch Walensky for interference. But a short-handed attempt instead for Salve right in front, and Lancaster has to make a save as Hamel was right there. Hamel, Kroon as they work defensively with the 73 of Brendan Kim, the 89 of Brendan Paquette. Braden Paquette down in the corner along with Kim as they try to pull that one out. Pushed along the side boards. Western New England working it with the 21 of Danilo. Came all the way back across for Mitchell. Mitchell into the center and an opportunity there for Dougherty, and Dougherty sends one that goes wide. Bounces all the way back, too. Dougherty fights that one in the corner. Picked up once again. And Sullivan tries to shepherd it around, and a whistle and a stoppage of play on the save by Del Tufo. .347 left to go here in the first period. Just the one goal early on from Western New England. Dalton Garcia with that goal, and Salve still searching for their first one of the evening. Still plenty upon plenty of hockey to play. 40 seconds remaining in the minute advantage here on the interference penalty to Walensky. Will be cycled back to the blue line. Kept by Gaylor. Cross again to Stefano, and another save from Del Tufo. Face-off won by the Bears as they continue to control that in the corner in the final 15 seconds to go of this advantage. Gaylor. Del Tufo kicks that one away as a wraparound attempt came from Hefferly, and the arm goes up and a hooking call has been made. It's going to be against Western New England. And he's chirping about it too, and Jason Diamond's going to go into the box. 2 minutes for hooking. There is 7 seconds remaining on the advantage. So it's going to be 4-on-4 now for 7 seconds, and then Salve is going to get power play time. As Walensky will come out of the box, goes right in for Kyle to come off the bench. And the Seahawks are on their power play for the second time this evening. 0 for 1 on the advantage tonight. Taken by Kyle. Kyle carries that one down in the corner. Kyle has Benson available. Comes back up top instead. Malera from the corner. They go back up once again for Kim. Kim fired one and a save made by Colton Lancaster. 2:24 left to go here in the period. Just a reminder, stay here right at the end of the conclusion of the first period, as we'll have an interview with Salve Regina captain Anthony Azzano. Malera, that one hit glass, came right back for Salve to try to continue on here with 1:04 remaining in the power play. For Kyle. deflected, but still through. Kyle again. Malera shot and a save made by Lancaster, and the Seahawks are cycling the puck around and finding lanes, but they haven't yet been able to solve Colton Lancaster in net. Benson tried to go for that one. It was sent back instead, kept inside the zone here. And the Seahawks are going to work it. Brendan Kim on the corner. Malera opposite side. Benson down deep. Worked back for Johnny Malera. Malera. Cross for Kim. Came back through the center. Top score! We'll get the official call, but Logan Calder has the Seahawks on the board. And it's 1-1. 1:32 left to go here in the first period. We apologize about the clock there. Joseph Kyle and Brendan Kim are going to pick up the assists on Logan Calder's 8th goal of the season. 1:14 left to play here in the first period. As this one will cycle back down. Swept around by Azzano on the backside. Carried into the zone by Zimmer. Zimmer into the backside boards. Inside of the final minute to go here in the first period. Azzano from the blue line. Crosses for Smerley. They're going to go for a minor line change here for the Seahawks in the final 35 seconds to go. Backside boards kept by Western New England. A long distance clear as they were looking to get that one all the way up. And chasing for it was Connor Leach. Leach tries to pull that away from Azzano in the final 10 seconds. Azzano is going to send this one back to the 44 of Garrett Smerley. They're going to carry this one out to the finish line. Smerley's just going to hold it, and we're going to hit zeros and end the first period of play. How about that? 1-1. After one, we're going to take a very quick commercial break and be right back for our first intermission action. You're watching Salve Regina Hawks hockey on Fans Only Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Game On mouthguards. Game On mouthguards have superior shock absorbency, are impervious to viruses and bacteria, and also is the only mouthpiece ever to earn the American Dental Association's seal of acceptance.
Welcome back to the first period intermission. Anthony Azzano, captain of Salve Regina. That's a great spot to be in to get a power play goal right there at the end of the period, tie this thing up.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a huge goal for us to tie things up and head into the second period.
Now, big props to you over the past week, especially all the mental health things that you've been doing in the Newport community. Raised $10,000, I believe was the number that we were told for the coaches. Talk about that program a little bit.
So it kind of just started off with a small idea, and we grew into something big. I can't thank my teammates, coaches, and the Southern community enough for kind of helping me spearhead this little mental health fundraiser in general. It's good.
They got a goal on you early. It seemed like you guys had to figure out your passing lanes a little bit. Got a couple of really good shots and finally solved Lancaster. What are you looking for out of the team in the second period?
In the second period, just sticking to the script. We'll like the result in the end as long as we keep sticking to the script and staying structured and executing in the end. So it'll be good.
All right, thanks, Anthony. Appreciate it. That's going to be it for us here on the first intermission report. We will see you back here in time for the second period of play. Salve Regina 1. Western New England Golden Bears 1. You're watching Salve Regina Seahawks hockey on Fan.
Darling, darling, I'll turn the lights back on now. Watching, watching, as the credits all roll down. And crying, crying, you know we're playing to a full house. No, our debut. We used to have it all, but now's our curtain call. So hold for the applause. Oh, 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 oh. And wave out to the crowd. Time to go, but at least we stole the show. 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 At least we. Darling, you know that we are sold out. This is fading, but the band plays on now. We're crying, heroes, villains, one to blame. While wilted roses fill the stage, and lines we read so perfectly, but the show, it can't go on. We used to have it all, but now's our curtain call. So hold for the applause. Oh, 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 oh. And wave out to the crowd and take our final bow. Oh, it's our time to go, but at least we stole the show. At least we stole the show. At least we stole the show. At least we stole the show.
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone. That is a touchdown.
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Oh, Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
Matt Jones alongside Bobby Olson, and we're back here at St. George's. Bobby, that power play goal right at the end of the first period, it was a savior for Salve.
Oh, absolutely phenomenal, and they were generating chances for most of the first period. Lots of block shots for the Golden Bears, but Seahawks able to capitalize and even this game up after a real exciting first period.
Anthony Del Tufo, a couple of challenges in net tonight from this Golden Bears offense, but so far he's been pretty solid.
Pretty solid, and using that blocker to turn lots of shots aside. And again, Golden Bears really getting in the passing lanes and the shot lanes, blocking a lot of shots. So excited to see the second period underway.
I'm going to yield to you on talking about players because you know these guys being here from Salve as we're underway here in the second period of action. Thanks for tuning in on Fans Only Sports Network. Salve Regina Seahawks 1, Western New England Golden Bears 1. As this puck will get picked up at the blue line and carried into the zone here by Logan Calder. Calder was the one who had that power play goal in the first period, the Portage La Prairie, Manitoba native. And Calder sends this one back to the blue line, kept in at the blue line there from Benson. Benson sends that one down deep in the corner as it shuffled around. Bit of body there coming from the 27 of Stefano. Carried back to the blue line on Dreco. Andreco, as he dropped that one off, was looking maybe perhaps for the 97 of Matt Doherty. Doherty's been on a lot of plays for Western New England. This one's going to go all the way down and icing. And we were talking earlier in the first period about Johnny Malera, who came over obviously from a really good program at Maine, but also was part of two players that went to the World University Games and actually won a medal for Team USA.
Absolutely. A heck of a story once you look into that one a little bit more, but what an opportunity for those guys to compete in such high-stakes competition, but again, lots of fun in seeing their college hockey peers.
And got a chance to play on a really big television stage playing on ESPN for the final.
Absolutely. I couldn't imagine how exciting that must have been for those guys, and getting back here to St. George's and play with their old college buddies again.
Thankfully, the fog has really actually cleared up here, and we're able to play with a little bit more clarity than we did in the first period. Had a little old Boston Garden feel to it. This one's going to be a face-off won by the Seahawks. They're going to cycle this one around, looking for the 72 of Matt Brunton. Brunton on the opposite side, and that one gets sent all the way forward, and that's actually Klein. Zimmer gets that one in the center. Zimmer was trying to go back to Brunton. Brunton and Zimmer working that far sideboard along this four of Anthony Azzano. We'll cycle around for Tukne. Tukne had that one taken away from him. It went between Zimmer and Tukne, and it's taken away by the Western New England Golden Bears as they carry that one up across the blue line. Offsides negated as down into the corner goes the 21 of Daniello. Seahawks have it back. Zimmer. Wrap-around attempt. Got bodied out of the play. Came right back out in front. An opportunity standing for Walensky. Puck scooting past Zimmer. Will be picked up by Kyle. Kyle to the corner. Kyle still holding. Drops that one back up top of the blue line for Kim. Kim off on the side for Shoemaker. Shoemaker back to Kim. Kim sliding through, and Kim got bodied out. Shoemaker came back, and it hit right off of the post.
A couple posts for the Seahawks tonight, just getting stuck on that iron.
Yeah, I feel that's about like the third or fourth time that I've heard a clank of the iron tonight from a Seahawks player, and that goes to my favorite phrase of iron unkind, because it has not been a bar down or anything of the like for the Seahawks yet this evening. We'll see if we can get one. Still plenty of time left to go in this second period. As the puck will cycle back to the blue line, kept in by Walensky craftfully. Goes to the corner, Walensky back for Kyle, shot, score! There it is from Joseph Kyle, his 10th of the season. And the Troy, Michigan native puts the Seahawks up 2-1.
How about that athletic play from Walensky, keeping that in the offensive zone, finds Kyle in the high slot, and he just finishes the job. But call him Captain America for a reason.
They're going to give the goal to Kim, so it might have deflected on its way across. Absolute rifle shot on the pass from Kyle. And that's sometimes what you see. You see one player just viciously rifle one, and somebody in front needs to make a little deflection to get it to go.
Absolutely.
Paquette around the back side as the Seahawks are going to try to keep this one in the zone. It'll scoot back into the neutral zone. Picked up once again by the Seahawks. Mind you, this is 5-on-5 play right now for the Seahawks, and they are absolutely dominating out of the gate here in the second period of play. Obviously, something Zach Klein said to them in the locker room.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the pyrotechnics melted the ice over there, and it's tilted this way a little bit, but good to see the Seahawks come out on fire.
For the 19. As it bounces off of the sideboard, Logan Calder couldn't hold it. Calder tracks back through the neutral zone now. This one's going to wrap around to the back side. Big hit in the corner as Peter Izzo tried to pick it out of that corner for the Golden Bears, and this one's going to pop up into the netting and out of, or quote-unquote out of play. Hit that side netting that wraps all the way around the far side of this arena here at St. George's on the fan seating side, obviously to protect all of the fans in attendance tonight. And a good crowd despite the frigid cold temperatures. I did not like waking up this morning. I think it was like -6 or -7 when I woke up this morning with about a negative wind chill of like 30.
Yep, then you get into the real feel, and that's...
Yeah, not a good place to be. It's actually warmer in this rink, I think, than outdoors. This one's going to come on the near side, bench side, and a big hit as Benson took the 85 of Connor Leach into the bench. That's the second time we've seen a Golden Bears player impact with the Seahawks bench. El Tufo was able to kick that one away. Malera dropped that one back for Azzano, and a huge shot from Azzano had to be kicked away by Lancaster. Talked to Anthony Azzano in the first intermission, and especially about all the work that he's done in the mental health area and the fundraiser, $10,000 raised for mental health. That one may have gotten a piece of the iron as it was fired off of the corner, and that was Garrett Smerley. Tracked back into the defensive zone, back into the offensive side now for the Seahawks. A player going down, and no call from the referees, as it looked like it was the 71 of Zimmer that might have gotten tripped on the play. For the 72 of Breton, for the 71 of Zimmer, hand pass is going to get called, and we'll get that one outside of the blue line. All about little over 5 minutes gone by here in this second period, and obviously added to the scoreline as the goal. Outside of that, what have you seen from the Seahawks?
And the Seahawks came out of the second period firing away. As we said, the ice has been tilted a bit this way, but Seahawks been hitting a lot of posts and getting a lot of opportunities, but Seahawks take the 2-1 lead here early on.
Cycled around the backside board. Western New England trying to keep this one in. Kicks off of the apron of the net as it was shepherded there by the 22 of Justin Sullivan. Arm goes up from the referee. We're going to get a penalty call. It's a delayed penalty on Western New England. what looks to be the 88 of Dalton Garcia for holding. It's going to put the Seahawks on the power play for the third time this evening, 1 for 2 so far. Dalton Garcia, San Jose, California. Played for Walpole Express in the EHL. A team that some of us here at Fans Only Sports Network are familiar with, as we're the broadcast production company for HC Rhode Island, the newest team in the Eastern Hockey League this year, playing out of Thayer Arena in Warwick, Rhode Island. Plenty of hockey in the Ocean State and more hockey growing for Del Tufo, as he will shepherd that one for his own team as they work to try to contain into the offensive zone on this power play opportunity. Setting up across the line, they go for Kyle. Kyle from the corner sends that one over. Back up top for Kim, fired, and a kick save by Lancaster. Benson was right on the doorstep, couldn't turn the second attempt. Malera fires, that one goes high and wide, hits the glass and ricochets back down. They'll go back up top for Kim. This is a switch play. They're just rotating players up to the top and see who can hold it. That one, however, is going to scoot past and come all the way down. A shuffle out from Del Tufo. Hard shot from Walensky and a save made. Mitch Walensky, senior, a home stater from Lincoln, Rhode Island.
And he's really been representing the Seahawks with tons of leadership. Again, coming from that Team USA team, and really didn't miss a beat after some time away from his teammates.
Yeah, Walensky and Malera, those two players we've been talking about, were a part of that Team USA team in the World University Games, the FISU games, and got that chance to play against Team Canada on ESPN in that finals game. As that one will deflect up into the netting, we'll get a stoppage of play, and I think it actually snuck down on the other side of the net. So we're going to get a fresh piece of rubber from the scorer's box. These nets have a little bit of give to them, but not a lot. But then sometimes every once in a while you get one that Plinko chips right down into the slot.
Absolutely. And if you take a little lap around there after warm-ups, you'll catch a couple pucks down there as well. So nothing's perfect in this world.
12 and change left to go here in this second period of play. Walensky from the blue line. As the penalty expires in 2 and 1, shot scored. Wait a minute. The net's off of its moorings. I think the referee's going to say good goal. The net came off of its moorings right at the end. But Walensky's going to get it. He's going to get the credit for the goal, and it's going to be 3-1 Seahawks.
Whether that net came off its moorings or not, that shot was sizzling towards that bottom right-hand corner. And really nothing you can do about that shot right there, Walensky. Again, not missing a beat.
Oh, yeah, an absolute beauty of a shot. Just one of those crazy things that when you get the net off of its moorings, as a play-by-play announcer, you pause for a second because you never know what a referee's going to signal. But he went and said good goal. And a 2-goal lead for the Seahawks now at 3-1. It's been Seahawks unanswered for 3 straight since Western New England scored that first goal of the game. Off of the sideboards, Hamill tries to pick that one forward. It's kept in for Western New England instead. Comes right back up top, and it's going to bounce over top and a score. Great shot there from the 6 of Cameron Gaylor, and it snuck just over top of the glove of Del Tufo, and we're 3-2.
And that's what happens when your team's playing that heavy offense on the offensive end for 9 minutes of the game. you don't get much action. Maybe you catch a little rust, and Del Tufo can't handle that one. But how about that for an answer for the Golden Bears?
This is certainly a great game for our first broadcast here on Fans Only Sports Network of Salve Regina Ice Hockey. We thank you so much wherever you are around the region, around the country, around the world for tuning in. For those of you who are brand new to Fans Only Sports Network, 1.5 million media impressions last year. We were seen in 48 states and 14 countries around the world as we broadcasted high school, college, and semi-pro sports throughout the 22 year, and we are thrilled to be kicking off 23 with the remainder of the Salve Regina men's ice hockey season, and hope that this is the start of much more to come for Salve Regina Seahawks sports on Fans Only Sports Network.
It's awesome to have you guys here with us.
I want to put a camera up in the crow's nest one day. That is a great spot for a goal camera. We're going to have to get into that. 10 and change left to play here in the second period, as we've had a bit of a back fourth one, but the Seahawks are going to continue to hold the lead for the moment, and we hope that moment stays until the finish line, as it's going to be taken here by the 29 of Peter Izzo. Izzo dumped that one to the backside boards. It's taken away by the Seahawks defense, wrapped out into the center for the 12 of Braden Young. Young sent that one all the way down, and it got wrapped around, hit the backside glass, comes out for the Bears. Bears will take this one down to the corner. Nobody there. It's a dump and chase, I think, as Western New England was trying to go for a line change, and it got left open for the Seahawks to take it. No icing called as the puck flies back and forth the length of the ice on both sides. And we continue on under the 10-minute mark here in the second period. So we are halfway through regulation of this game. Salve Regina Seahawks 3, Western New England Golden Bears 2. And it's been the power play that has been powerful for Salve Regina this evening. Around the backside, it was moved by the 22, Malera. Malera will chase this one again. Kim trying to keep this one at the line. It's kept in instead. Smartly there by Shoemaker. And speaking of iron unkind, Shuey had one off of the post back in the first.
Yes, he did. Him and Malera had a couple.
For Calder. Calder sends that one down into the corner. Pushed up along the boards was Malera. Carried by Western New England bench side. This one's going to come all the way down. It deflected off of somebody, so icing is negated. We continue on. Slotted across for Walensky. Walensky dumps that one down and around, allows Salve to go ahead and finish the line change. Azano. Azano, shot, score! May have been deflected on the back side. And it is. It was deflected back by the 81 of Joseph Kyle on the shot from Azano. Azano put that one a little bit wide, and Kyle was standing on the backside doorstep with a wide open net and backdoored it in, back to a 2-goal lead for the Seahawks at 4-2.
What a terrific saucer pass along the blue line. I'm not sure who it was, but Azano, with his captain leadership, able to keep the play alive, and the Seahawks get another one here in the second period.
Yeah, Walensky had the start off on that one inside the neutral zone, was able to get that saucer pass that you talked about to Kyle, and then Kyle's shot was able to be picked. Sorry, let me put that back. Azano's shot was able to be picked up by Kyle and dumped in the backside of the net. Back to a 2-goal lead at 4-2. Schneider, as he tries to work this one for the Golden Bears, down into the corner. It'll get kicked all the way back into the neutral zone. Gaylor sends that one across as he was looking for some help from Coleman. Cameron Gaylor, Tanner Coleman on the corner as that one is taken away, and no penalty called as getting dumped down right in front of the net. was a Seahawks player. Looked to be the 6 of Josh Kroon.
Definitely could have seen a holding call possibly there, but we play on.
Price sends in the corner for Hamill. Hamill will bring that one across. Chased all the way back into the defensive zone and picked up once again to be carried out. Here goes Kroon, whistle and offsides. A little bit of a miscommunication there as Young and Kroon were streaking away.
Yeah, you see that back end extend as far as it can go, but Seahawks can't stay onside. We'll have a neutral zone face-off.
Yeah, Young had all the puck control, and Kroon just got a little bit too speedy.
A little bit, and I can't blame them for being so excited. Up to 4 goals and looking to get even more.
That's a good spot for Salve Regina to be in. They've been averaging roughly about 4 goals a game, so your 4 goals with still 6+ left to play here in the second period.
Absolutely on pace to double that in this game, but we'll see how they respond here with about 6 minutes left to go in the second.
Around the backside, Zimmer chased that one for the Seahawks. Collision right in front of the Seahawks bench between the 18 of Tukne and the 85 of Connor Leach. And Tukne from Fort Francis, Ontario, Winkler Flyers in the MJHL. Just 7 games here at Salve so far for the sophomore. 1 goal on the season, and so new to the team he hasn't even gotten his nameplate on the back of his jersey yet. Someone in the athletics department will get to that one when he sends it to the equipment room for cleaning. The 17 of Bambry. Bambry got pinned to the boards, comes back out as it's continued down into the corner. They look back up top. Bambry again winds, fires. That one hit traffic, and it'll be ricocheted all the way down. We're going to get an icing and the stoppage of play as Brendan Kim decided to just go ahead and clear the zone. .540 left to play here in the second period. As a face-off is won by the Golden Bears. They try to keep that one down in the corner. There's a little bit of a rugby scrum going on down there. And it looks like Zimmer is the Seahawks player trying to come away with the puck. And instead it popped over for the 25 of Josh Bliss. Back in the neutral zone. Thought I heard a whistle out of the referees, but must have just been something else. So we continue to play on.
Yeah, sometimes the Seahawks bench throws a couple whistles out there to signal to the players it's time to come off the ice and get some new guys on.
They were hearing whistles out of the Seahawks, not the referees. We are directly behind the Seahawks bench. If you see from our camera position, so face-off takes this one back through the neutral zone. Along the backside boards behind Del Tufo, Seahawks defense going to work as they pull this one out. Will come across on a lifted pass, looking for the 27 of Hoon Kim and a little bit past him. So the Bears pick this one back up, carried back into the neutral zone. This one's going to actually end up turning over for the Seahawks. Not sure what Western New England was trying to do there. They were trying to release out of the zone with only 1 player forward. Seahawks will take advantage of that one as they push it back into the offensive zone. Slid across and instead taken away and carried by the Bears right on top of Del Tufo as he makes the save as it was punched. And it looked to be the 88 of Dalton Garcia on the doorstep.
Some extracurriculars after the play, some pushing and shoving after a Golden Bear went flying in front of the net, but Referees step in to separate that one. Good to see a little bit of physicality in this contact sport.
I'll always love the fisticuffs. As more fisticuffs occur along the sideboards there, as Azano decided to apply a check and then took the puck away too. Azano fires one and a save made by Lancaster. Second period intermission coming up shortly. We're going to talk to Damon Zimmer, the sophomore forward from Alberta, Canada, and find out about growing up on the ODRs in Alberta and his family owning the largest dairy farm in Canada.
How about that? Holy cow.
We had a chance to head down to Red Bank, New Jersey in January, and the outdoor rink that gets built every year at Navesink Country Club in Red Bank, New Jersey. Had a chance to do the high school outdoor classic game between the LaSalle Academy Rams and Christian Brothers Academy Colts, and that was our second time that we've gotten a chance to go down there and do that game. And thankfully it was a lot warmer this year than it was last year doing that game. Otherwise it would be about what it is now doing that game.
Right, and there's not much better in the world of sports than outdoor hockey.
Oh, so much fun. Always a blast. This one's going to get taken away. Carried here by Walensky. Walensky running goes up. Score! Light the lamp for the 5th time. It's a huge shot and a big score. And the Seahawks are going to go up by 3 as Joseph Kyle is just continuing to have a day.
A big 2-on-1 odd man rush for the Seahawks, Walensky and Kyle. And Walensky just fires a perfect seed over to Kyle, and he one-times that thing home. 5-2 Seahawks.
A 3-goal lead for the Seahawks, largest of the game. Walensky himself has been having quite a day as well, too. It's going to be a hard-pressed decision to figure out who's going to be player of the game at the end of this one, the way these two gentlemen have played.
Yeah, it's definitely, maybe not in their minds, a competition. Everyone wants to contribute to their team well, and it's good to see Seahawks knotting up 5 goals now with 3 minutes to go.
Always a little something fun for us to figure out.
Absolutely.
we get to have the competition of trying to figure out who we're going to call. Face-off down in the Western New England offensive zone as that one's going to come across and a kick save by Del Tufo. Wrapped around the backside boards. Kroon looking for it as this one's going to come back up and it's going to get flicked down. Price and Kroon on that backside line have been very key on their defensive shifts, along with the 73 of Brendan Kim today for the Seahawks defense. And that one's going to sneak in and a score. Sam Mitchell on the crosser, and it just snuck right underneath Del Tufo's stick and into the net. And, well, it's still a 2-goal lead.
Well, the Golden Bears have done excellent in this period, answering Seahawk goals very quickly, one after the other.
That is an apt point. You are right on that. I just realized as you said it, I was like, wait. Every single time that we've had a Seahawks goal, we have literally had a Golden Bears goal about a minute or so after.
And that's an honorable stat right there for the Golden Bears. Good for them, really fighting to stay in this game. Let's see how the Seahawks respond to that Golden Bears goal.
Final 2 minutes left to go here in the period. As we mentioned, you're going to want to stay right here after the end of this second period of play, and we're going to talk with Damon Zimmer, the sophomore forward from Alberta, Canada. I'll be right here on the Fans Only Sports Network Intermission Report, as they will resurface the ice one more time, and we'll get a clean sheet to play the third period of play. And the way this game has been shaping up, it feels like it's going to be an exciting third period of play.
Absolutely. Lots of goals so far, and I'm sure that'll continue in the third.
Behind the Western New England net as it's moved for Cameron Gaylor. Gaylor down in the corner. He fights with it. Tanner Coleman trying to fight for it and coming away with it instead and getting dumped down. No call from the referees. Was the 72 of Matt Brunton. Kim winds, fires that one a little bit wide. Second shot. Oh, there they go. It's got snagged. It was a floating puck. And Brunton had an opportunity for a backhand.
What an acrobatic save. And the Golden Bears have been letting in a lot of goals today, obviously, 5 of them. But they were due for a nice athletic, sprawling save, and they get one there from their tender.
A little bit of a lift, perhaps, from Brunton. That one may have been in the net. Again, Lancaster is going to have to make a save as right on the doorstep this time was the 5 of Seth Benson. We talked to Seth Benson during the pregame show, and a story that Seth Benson is coming back from cancer to be able to play again, and spent a lot of time also putting things together to raise money for the Hockey Fights Cancer Foundation.
Absolutely not your average player, and also not your average forward at 6'4" here at the college level.
I'm 5'9.5", 5'10". I felt so small standing next to him during pregame because he came right off of the ice to talk to us, and he's still on his skates too, and I felt like I'm standing next to Zdeno Chara, and he's a forward. Hard shot there from the 22 of Johnny Malera, and there is your fisticuffs. Some extracurriculars out to the play, and some few fists flying, and I think we're going to maybe get some penalties called from that one.
Benson and Calder in there for the Seahawks. Always looking to butt heads and get their boys on the bench going.
Yeah, I saw Benson having to rip his arm away from one of the Western New England players, and looks like we're going to get coincidentals here. And some chirping going on from the 44 of Garrett Smerley. Nothing called?
The boxes stay clear for now.
Wow. That's some luckiness right there.
Could be their last chance.
.33 seconds left to go here in the second. Walensky has that one kicked away from him as Leach tried to shepherd it down the ice, comes back into the zone for the Seahawks. One last attempt here in the period. Gossick on the backside boards will get completely pinned, and then down on the ice is Walensky, and I think the puck is underneath him.
As he flips it up to the official from underneath his body.
Now 10 seconds separating us from the second intermission. As this one will come back to the blue line, Seahawks will dump it down around the backside boards. And the horn's going to sound here at a rifling shot from Hoon Kim. How about that scoreline? 5-3 Seahawks after 2. We're going to take a very quick commercial break. We're going to be right back, and we're going to have Seahawks sophomore Damon Zimmer on the second period intermission. You're watching Salve, Regina Seahawks hockey on Fans Only Sports Network.
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
Fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
5-3 Seahawks over the Golden Bears on the second intermission report, joined by Damon Zimmer. Damon, I got to say, when I was reading your biography earlier this week, I was in, wait a minute, the largest dairy farm in Canada, in Alberta? Tell us what that's like.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's the largest one in Alberta, but it's we milk about 90 cows, and I don't know, it's a busy schedule. I got a lot of credit for my family who take care of that every single day while I'm away at school, and I don't know, I'm just really proud to be a part of an organization like that.
You got a chance to grow up playing the game the way we all dream about, playing on ODRs, playing pond hockey. What was that like as a kid?
Incredible. Some of my best memories are just spending time in the front yard, out on the ODR, or one winter we ended up building one in our field right out front of our house. That was pretty cool. And I mean, I spend wakeless hours out there, kind of get home from school and straight out to the field and spend some time on the ice. Nothing better.
You're an Alberta native, so I got to pick on you for this one. Flames fan?
Oilers fan.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Well, you know, from a Jets fan to an Oilers fan, I got to say we're obviously glad to have you here at Salve. And talk about that second period. You guys really came out firing in the beginning of the period, was able to pick up a couple of goals and stretch this lead.
Yeah, the guys started playing pretty good there. Joe Kyle really had a really good period, putting in a couple, and I'm really happy for him. He's a guy that puts in a lot of work, and it's nice to see him get rewarded today.
Thank you so much for joining us on the second period report. Good luck on the third.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
That's it for us here on the second period report. We're going to take a commercial break. We're going to be back for the third period. Seahawks lead 5-3. You're watching Seahawks hockey on Fans Only Sports Network.
Darling, darling, I'll turn the lights back on now. Watching as the credits all roll down, and crying. You know we're playing to a full house. No heroes, villains, one to blame, while wilted roses fill the stage, and the thrill is gone. Our debut was a masterpiece, but in the end, for you and me, on this show, it can't go on. We used to have it all, but now's our curtain call. So hold for the applause, and wave out to the crowd, and take our final bow. Oh, it's our time to go, but at least we stole the show. 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 Sold out, this is fading, but the band plays on now. We're crying, so let the velvet roll down. No heroes, villains, one to blame, while wilted roses fill the stage, and the thrill is gone. Our debut was a masterpiece. Our lines we read so perfectly, but the show, it can't go on. We used to have it all, but now's our curtain call. So hold for the applause, and wave out to the crowd, and take our final bow. Oh, it's our time to go, but at least we stole the show. At least we stole the show. At least we stole the show. At least we stole the show.
and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First try kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First try kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First try kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First try kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First try kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First try kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First try kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In, and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
As we welcome you back inside St. George's, the Salve Regina Seahawks against the Western New England Golden Bears, 5-3. As we get set for the third period, as we finish the second period intermission. And we're down and underway. As that one will go to the backside boards for Jackman. So the top line back out on the ice for the Golden Bears. As we play with the top line as well for the Seahawks to start this third period. So Benson, Calder, Malera along with Kroon and Kim. And Leach, Stefano, and Dreku along with Demachek and Jackman for the Golden Bears. Line changes ensue for the sides as Doherty out on the ice now, and that one has to be gloved by Colton Lancaster. So, Bobby, third period. Got to close the book on it now. What do the Seahawks have to do?
Well, it's the witching hour, as you say. But first period, low scoring. Second one, you got 6 goals. So the Seahawks, all they got to do is just stay on pace and keep firing pucks at the net, and they should be just fine in this one.
Trying to fire one, maybe over skating it a little bit. Has to come back to it. Was Smerly as he gets that one over for Azzano. Smerly, Azzano. Azzano sends one, and that's going to ricochet off the backside boards. Will get chased again Into the corner, trying to get picked up by Damon Zimmer. Zimmer got it across for Brunton. Azzano had the absolute rifle shot. That turned into a little bit of a back tapper for a Seahawks goal earlier in the period. That second period that created 6 goals. And a 5-3 Seahawks lead. Down into the corner for the 88 of Dalton Garcia, and a whistle and a stoppage of play. Face-off win by the Golden Bears right in front. Del Tufo got a piece of that one to knock it away, as right on the doorstep was a 16 of Billy Epperly. Comes all the way back up top, and a rifle shot that came from Tanner Coleman. That one ended up getting blocked away as well. Off the sideboards, it will ricochet all the way down. Back far enough were a couple of different New England defenders, and so that one will be negated from anything being icing. Jason Diamond carries into the corner for the Golden Bears. Peeled off the sideboards and sent forward through the neutral zone. Paquette here for the Seahawks. For Kim, dropped back, and a great shot by Walensky, and that one will be snared by Lancaster, and the net off of its moorings as well. $17.5 left to go in regulation as the Seahawks hold onto the 5-3 advantage. I don't know, all this Chipotle walking in front of me right now is going to make me hungry. Cross through the neutral zone as that one is dumped down. Line changes ensue for the Golden Bears. Behind the Seahawks net was Kroon. For Paquette, and then across, Hamill in the corner. Hamill will dump down underneath Paquette. Coming back up for Price, or are they going to go for Kroon? Kroon's got it dumped down, and no call from the referees again. They were trying to get that one as Paquette getting dumped down in the corner as he was trying to come up for Kroon. Sacrificing the body. And that one will be saved by Del Tufo, but sliding right across the crease. And smartly was Calder.
Seahawks, a couple opportunities there in the offensive zone, but again, with this 2-goal lead, as much time they can spend in that offensive zone, the better, until clock runs out.
For the 22 of Malera in green and white, and again, the Seahawks have gotten caught moving a little too fast.
Again, nothing wrong with it. I mean, a little bit of excitement can go a long way, but sometimes it's too much offsides.
So Calder goes to the circle as he tried to take that face-off against the 8 of Ever Schneider. Schneider came to the better of it, and the Bears try to continue on. Regina, as that one is sent down into the corner, will be shepherded around by Schneider once again. Seahawks working along their bench side, as getting dumped in was Bambry. That is the third Golden Bears player to be put into the Seahawks bench this evening.
And Seth Benson was the initiator on that one, no surprise there.
Benson comes off for a line change as Brunton goes on. Malera will switch off now as the line changes ensue for the Seahawks. Picked up in the neutral zone. Brunton tries to work this one down into the corner. Brunton will chase it himself down there. Back up top of the blue line. Opportunity. Shot, score! How about a 6-pack of goals? It's popped in And it's a shot from the 49 of Joel Shoemaker.
Well, he got iron earlier, and like I said, keep firing pucks at that net, and they're going to go in, and Shoemaker gets one back and gets that lamp lit.
Shuey makes it number 6 on the evening for the Seahawks as he picks up a very key goal. And for Shoemaker, it's his first career goal as a Seahawk for the Crossfield native.
And you saw the puck get tossed to the bench for Shoemaker. That'll be a keeper.
Shoemaker's 16 games in the 21-22 season, 6 games so far here in the 22-23 season, 22 career games, and his first career Seahawk goal for the junior.
And he almost had one earlier, like we said. He hit the post, but he attacked the net again, and it goes in for number 6 for Salve.
Seahawks came into the game 10-8-1 on the season, 8-7-1 in the conference, looking to try to see if they can stretch what has been a good run as of late, 3-2 in their last 5. They're going to try to stretch that a little bit further. Delayed offsides negated as the puck is carried out of the zone. There is a loose twig on the opposite side of the ice. Not sure who it belongs to, as every player floating around seems to be having one in their hands. So it may be a player that just came off, as this one's pinned in the corner boards. Down there in the fight for it. Now it's fished out and will come all the way down. We're going to get icing, and they can go ahead and retrieve that twig as the puck is chased all the way down by Jordan Jackman.
Walensky, good effort there, trying to beat out the Golden Bear defender and possibly wipe out the icing, but can't do it, so a defensive zone faceoff coming up.
Bit of a line issue there for the Seahawks for a second. Able to get that one off just before the puck dropped. Never want that too many men on the ice penalty to get called against you.
That's a dumb one, but Seahawks avoid one.
Getting dumped down in the corner was a Bears player as the puck cycles around the backside boards. Will come all the way down. Seahawks with an opportunity to try to turn this one. A little bit of a tie up there in the corner. Now I think we're going to get some penalties called after a fisticuff going on here in the corner and still getting pushed around as Walensky.
So we'll see the aftermath of this one, but looks like those two got tangled up.
Walensky is getting skated to the box. We're going to see if he's just going to come to the bench. He will. Lucky again for the Seahawks as they escape with no penalties getting called.
And you don't want to do anything stupid with a 3-goal lead with 14 minutes left. Just want to salt this one away scot-free.
Dylan Price cycled it around the backside, kept up at the blue line area, and that one, I think, got sent into the body of the 16 of Billy Hefferly, and that came flying off of the stick of a Seahawks player, and we're going to get a penalty called here. It's a delayed penalty on the Seahawks, as this one will get tapped. And it's the 73 of Brendan Kim. That was the one who sent that one hard into the body of Hefferly.
Looks like they're actually going to get Paquette for a high stick as he skates into the sin bin.
They called it for the Seahawks to be on the penalty kill, and Paquette's going to get called for high sticking, and he goes into the box. So he'll have 2 minutes to think about his transgressions, and the Seahawks will have to kill off a power play.
Could be a big penalty kill for the Seahawks with a 3-goal lead here.
Blocker pad save from Del Tufo. As Sam Mitchell rifled one.
Lots of bodies in front of the net there. Golden Bears really clawing their way back into this one. And with the man advantage, what a great opportunity to do so.
Off of the backside boards, kept for a moment by the 26 of Mitchell. Bounced over top of the stick. Here's an opportunity for the Seahawks, headed the other way, and that one was a streaking Johnny Malera across the center. Couldn't get a full piece on it. Malera is going to pick this one back up in the zone defensively and sends it back into the neutral zone. Azano chases to the corner as he works there alongside with the 6 of Josh Kroon. Deflected up, can be moved along. Calder defensively for the Seahawks. Trapped along the backside. Behind the net was the 97 of Matt Dougherty. Dropped in the corner as he was looking for Justin Sullivan. Sullivan will try to wrap around. Has Azano and Kroon in his way. Came back up to the blue line. Has to get pushed back over by Jackman. Azano pushes a Bears player along the backside boards, and this one will squirt back out across the blue line and into the neutral zone.
Calder comes off after a real hardy shift. A couple dives and even an odd man rush shorthanded. Well done by 19 in white and green.
20 seconds left in the advantage as we play with 11.5 to go here in the third period. A 6-pack of goals for the Seahawks on the evening. A 3-goal lead now as they've stretched that back up to their largest of the game at 6-3. Paquette's out of the penalty box, and we're back to 5-a-side hockey. This one is going to scoot all the way down the Dashers. They wanted icing. They're not going to get the call. Picked up by the Golden Bears. They work with it. Bench side, board side. And Tanner Coleman gets rubbed out of the play. Goes all the way down into the corner once again. At the blue line area, hard shot into traffic. Second attempt on the backhand there from Jason Diamond. And the Seahawks are going to come away with it. Good play right in front. Benson, oh my goodness. He almost had that one. And a good save there from Lancaster. Point for Kim. Kim again fires that one. Went off of the backside of the 91. Benson in front right again, and another opportunity. Diamond sacrificing the body there for the Golden Bears.
And they've put together a myriad of block shots tonight, but 6 of them have still gotten across that goal line for the Seahawks.
A whistle and a stoppage of play on offsides is pinned along the boards. On the opposite side was Tukne and could not stop himself before the puck came into the zone. $10-12 left to play here in regulation. About halfway gone by here in this third period. And the Seahawks have continued to stretch the lead out. Into the corner for Bliss. Bliss tries to be able to bring that one out for the Golden Bears. Kept in instead for the Seahawks. Calder. Kroon is available back at the blue line if they can get to him. They do. He's able to slot that one across. Kroon slots across for Brendan Kim. Kim sent it back down into the backside boards. They'll try to go to that same play again. Tukne now up at the top as he works alongside with that 73 of Kim and the 6 of Josh Kroon, and this one's going to come all the way down.
Seahawks spending a lot of time in that offensive zone, salting this one away, up 3 goals, now at 9 minutes left to go in the game.
Kick save from Del Tufo there on the shot attempt that came from the blue line corner for the Golden Bears. That one came off of the 26 of Sam Mitchell. Seahawks trying to gain more offensive zone time as it works back into the neutral zone. Moved along here by Garrett Smerley. Smerley will send this one into the backside boards. Looped around by Azano as the Seahawks trying to stretch out the Golden Bears here. 8.5 left to play. Blocked right in front of Lancaster, and he will go ahead and hold on to that one for the save. Didn't exactly like what his defense was doing.
Definitely not. And not a lot of good stuff tonight by that Golden Bears defense. 6 goals for the Seahawks, and they look to keep attacking with another offensive zone faceoff.
Seahawks came in averaging 3.37 goals on a game, 3.27 in the conference, which is good for 4th. They've certainly pushed that number both inside of their overall and the conference up with 6 goals on the evening. That percentage will be up closer to around about a 3.6, 3.7 when we get to the next game.
Absolutely, and they play in a real talented conference here in the CCC. Endicott and Curry both ranked nationally for Division III. Last time I checked, at number 3 and number 4 respectively. So the Seahawks definitely have their hands full, but playing very well tonight.
Seahawks, one of those teams that are on the rankings themselves and have been for quite a while. We talked about that earlier in the week and talking, what is that, Glenn? And 6 straight winning seasons for the Seahawks, trying to continue that here in the 22-23 season. Almost playoff time.
Absolutely. Nothing like postseason hockey.
Coming down to the wire. We'll be here with you for the remainder of the regular season and any possible home playoffs to come. And it looks like the Seahawks are going to start to work power and work the clock in their favor as well, too. We could hear the coaches yelling from the bench, short shifts, boys, short shifts.
Absolutely. I'd love to have fresh legs on the ice at all times with a big lead, as the Seahawks do now.
Kim's going to push that one to the corner. Kim continues to battle. A little bit of help he's going to get there. As it's pushed along for Benson. Calder helped Kim out of that corner. Was able to get it to Benson. Shoemaker at the blue line. It's going to go a little bit past him. Kept in, however, as it's grabbed by Calder. Slotted across. And almost an opportunity there for the Seahawks as Malera goes flying through. This one is going to get flicked back up into the neutral zone. And a whistle and a stoppage of play. And a high stick called. Not of the penalty variety.
Yep, just batted down from the air, so we'll get a stoppage.
Reminder, stay here right after the conclusion of the game. Don't go anywhere, as we'll have Seahawks head coach Zach Glenn with us for our post-game interview. That's right after the conclusion of this game. Keep it right here on fansonlysports.com. And follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, whatever social medias you have at FOSPORTZ. For all things behind the scenes hockey, you can follow us on Instagram at RI.hockey, which I have to admit has been a primarily high school hockey account, though I think there's going to be some college highlights on after this game.
Absolutely. Six goals to cover. So we should have our hands full here.
A light weekend in high school hockey in the Ocean State this weekend. We're going to have certainly plenty of Salve Seahawks highlights to cut from this one.
Absolutely.
Along the backside boards, 5.5 left to go here. Seahawks will work this one through the neutral zone, trying to go stretch pass there for Kyle. Got taken away instead by the 15 of Jackman. For the 44 of Garrett Smerley. Smerley gets that one forward. Opportunity right for a shot. Score! How about a 7th as a rifle came flying off of the stick from an absolutely speedy Mitch Walensky.
What a night Mitch is having. He's able to sneak behind the Golden Bears defense, a little one-on-one, and he doesn't make any mistake. Top left corner. He said it's a 6-pack, but it's a Saturday night, so why not make it 7?
Absolutely. Walensky's going to pick up his 2nd of the game. It's going to be his 9th of the season for Walensky. They're going to give the assist to Joseph Kyle and Garrett Smerley. So for Kyle, that'll be number 9. And for Smerley, that'll be number 5. Inside of 5 to go. Flying puck that gets lifted all the way down into the corner. Collision in the corner. Shoemaker chased that one down for the Seahawks. Shuey comes away with this one. Delayed offsides will be negated. And we continue on. Seahawks are holding control of this one. And we'll just play pass around. Paquette. If you're the Golden Bears, this is not nice right now because the Seahawks are just going to pass this puck around and wind time off of the clock.
Absolutely, and the way they've been outplayed here in the third period and down so big at 4 goals, you probably won't see any 6-on-5 action with an empty net.
I feel it's been outplayed since the beginning of the second period, really. It was 1-1 at the second. We've all of a sudden gone from 1-1 to 7-3 here as we play with the final couple of minutes of the third. And we were talking about how at 3-1 it was a 3 unanswered goals by the Seahawks. This has just been an absolute stretch of a game for them.
Absolutely, and we were talking about the Golden Bears. 2 goals came within a minute of the 2 Seahawks goals that they scored, but the Seahawks able to live the longer fight and fight the longer fight and go up 4 goals, 7-3 now with 3 minutes to go.
Adjustments certainly made in the locker room in between the second and third period have made this third period an absolutely different one.
I can't wait to pick Coach's brain after this one in our interview after the game.
Off of the backside boards. Golden Bears trying to continue to push. They're not going to be able to. That's going to be taken by Kim. Kim's going to get that one forward. Malera back to Kim. And that one will get kicked away by the Bears defense. Carried here by Andrecko. Along the backside. Through the neutral zone will go the Seahawks. Take it over instead and pushed back in. Offensive opportunity here for Sullivan and the Bears in the final 2 and change. Seahawks carried away here by Zimmer. Zimmer will just drop that one off. And if it's taken, it's taken. Sullivan back and they'll fire that one up into the netting. We'll get a stoppage of play. Our face-off comes down in the corner. Salve will be back here on the St. George's Ice Friday, February 10th, 7:30 p.m. as they take on Suffolk, another Triple C game, before a trip to Wentworth on the 11th, and then back here on the 16th against University of New England. That'll be the final game of the home regular season. They'll close off the home season at Nichols on Saturday the 18th. And so those February 10th and February 16th games against Suffolk and against University of New England, you'll be able to catch those games right here on Fans Only Sports Network. $90 ticks remaining. Keep it right here immediately following the conclusion of this third period. We'll take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back on the Fans Only Sports Network post-game show with head coach Zach Klenn. I'm ready to do a doubleheader.
Absolutely, I know.
Let's go.
Juices are flowing, and there's a minute to
go. It's been fun tonight.
Absolutely.
A good night for hockey in the Ocean State as 1 minute is left to go here in the third period. Another shot and a save by Del Tufo as that one came off of the stick of the 29 of Peter Izzo. Did he get that?
I might have crossed the goal line. They're gonna give him a
might
goal.
have, yeah.
Not a great reaction from the Golden Bears bench.
There was no reaction at all. Like, literally none.
None.
So 7-4. And a high sticking penalty is going to be assessed to Braden Young with 44 ticks on the clock.
Hey, it's not over till it's over now.
So the Golden Bears will get a power play for the remaining. Oh, did they get another one through? Oh, the clock didn't stop. And I think they did. There's going to be some conversation about this one.
We're lined up at center ice, so
yeah, that went through. They're just not reacting. They're absolutely not reacting when they're scoring goals, but it's a power play goal.
Well, 2-goal game with 30 seconds left. See if the Golden Bears have another one in them.
Along the sideboards through the neutral zone. This one's going to get chased by Azano, and that one will be an icing, and it will come down inside of the Seahawks offensive zone. That is probably the two most uncelebrated goals I've ever seen in hockey.
Definitely quiet ones, but when you're down 4 goals, not much to celebrate. It's more so about pride at that point for the Golden Bears in this case.
Seahawks win the faceoff as Benson tried to fire that one. Came back from Malera up top. Down into the corner. That one deflects off of the boards, goes wide. Final ticks to go here. And a first night as that one will be saved by Del Tufo. They're going to stop the clock with 1 second left.
They couldn't stop the clock after the goal, but they're quick to stop it after a stoppage that with a face-off that means next to nothing.
Puck drops, and the Seahawks have win number 11 on the season. They'll go to 11-8-1 overall, 9-7-1 in the conference. As the Salve Regina Seahawks, a 7-5 win over the Western New England Golden Bears. We're going to send it to commercial break really quickly. We'll be back with Seahawks head coach Zach Klenn on the post-game report. You've been watching Seahawks hockey on Fans Only Sports Network. We'll see you in just a moment for the post-game show. Stay right here.
Game On mouthguards. Game On mouthguards have superior shock absorbency, are impervious to viruses and bacteria, and also is the only mouthpiece ever to earn the American Dental Association's seal of acceptance.
And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
Comes in, fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot!
Try to kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot score! Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
Welcome back on the Panzoli Sports Network postgame report. Seahawks head coach Zach Glenn. That's a win.
It's a win. It's a win. We'll take it. From day one, we've just said that we want to be playing our best hockey come February. So we're here right now. We're climbing the mountain. It was nice to get a couple points tonight.
A little bit of a slow start in the first period. Western New England got that first goal on you. You guys strike back on the power play, and then it seemed like it was all Seahawks from there.
For us, it was a hard-fought game last night. Curry's a great team, and I know that Endicott battled with Western New England too. So both teams, I think, were trying to find their legs a little bit. But they struck first, and we were able to weather the storm and just stay even keel and kept pushing, and we got a couple bounces tonight.
Win number 11 overall on this season, win number 9 in the conference for you guys. You're, right in that third, fourth place spot in the conference. How do you feel about this coming into the end of the season?
I feel good about it. We battled some things early in the year, but the guys were able to stay together. And again, I think we're just building right now upon our playoff run here. And if we can keep everybody healthy, I think we'll have a good run here coming up.
I know a lot of people always look at lineup sheets and they look at that first line. Tonight, it really seemed that your entire second line powered this game for you guys.
Absolutely. Whenever we can get secondary scoring, it adds that much to the group. So, our power play was on tonight. We were able to get a couple power play goals. And when we get 5-on-5 goals from production from all four lines there, it's exciting.
You get Del Tufo in as a transfer. This is, I believe, his 12th game in net for you guys. How much of an impact has he been?
He is a kid that he came in here. He called. He was looking to transfer. He just wanted an opportunity, and he's come in here, embraced himself in the room. The guys have really to cling to him. But for him, it's just confidence, and right now he's riding high. So we're just gonna. I tell him all the time, it's not I'm mad at you, but I just stay away from him. I don't want to get inside his head. But another guy tonight, Joey Kyle, showed up, had a hat trick tonight. Proud of him. He's battled through some adversity as well, and he's coming and he's starting to peak at the right time. So I'm happy for him as well.
Well, this was game 1 for us, though it was not game 1 for them. But we're gonna have 2 more games to go here on Panzoli Sports Network before the end of the season. But for tonight, Salve Regina Seahawks take home the victory. You've been watching Salve Seahawks hockey on Panzoli Sports Network. Thanks so much. We'll see you in a couple days.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Darling, I'll turn the lights back on now. Watching as the credits all roll down and crying. We're playing to a full house. No heroes, villains, one to blame. While wilted roses